What if I told you there's a land where Arctic glaciers and subtropical beaches exist within the same borders? Where ancient fortresses stand beside futuristic skyscrapers, and where you could travel for 7 straight days by train and still be in the same country? Russia, a colossal realm spanning 11 time zones, isn't just a destination. It's an otherworldly experience that defies imagination. Welcome, adventurous souls, to Wandersphere. I'm about to take you on a journey across the largest country on Earth, a place where the onion domes of Orthodox cathedrals pierce the sky, where Siberian tigers roam primeval forests, and where volcanic landscapes steam with prehistoric energy. This is just part 1 of our Russian Odyssey, a tantalizing glimpse into a nation so vast and diverse that it feels like dozens of countries rolled into one epic adventure. The destinations we'll explore today have witnessed the rise and fall of czars, survived brutal winters that halted Napoleon's armies, and preserved traditions dating back thousands of years. From the glittering palaces of St. Petersburg to the otherworldly blue ice of Lake Baikal, prepare to have your perception of Russia transformed forever. But first, if breathtaking landscapes and cultural treasures excite you, smash that subscribe button and join our global community of explorers. Let me know in the comments which Russian wonder captivates you most. Your feedback might shape where we venture in part 2 of this extraordinary journey. Did you know Russia is so vast that when it's breakfast time in Kaliningrad, people in Kamchatka are already eating dinner? With 11 time zones, you could theoretically celebrate New Year's 11 times in one extraordinary night of continuous celebration. The legendary Trans-Siberian Railway, the ultimate travel adventure, stretches an astonishing 9,289 kilometers across the country, where passengers witness landscapes transforming from European cities to Mongolian steppe to Siberian taiga through the windows of a single train. Russia's Lake Baikal isn't just any lake. It's a living ancient wonder holding 20% of the world's unfrozen freshwater, deeper than the heights of many skyscrapers at 1,642 meters, and so crystal clear that you can see 40 meters down into its mysterious depths. The water is so pure that locals say it has healing properties. This country experiences the most extreme temperature range on Earth, from a bone-shattering minus 71.2 degrees Celsius in Oymyakon, where eyelashes freeze and mercury thermometers are useless, to sweltering 45 degrees Celsius summer days in southern deserts. The Russians take their cultural treasures seriously. The State Hermitage Museum displays just 5% of its collection of over 3 million artifacts. Yet it would still take you 15 years to see everything currently exhibited if you spent only 1 minute at each item. And speaking of impressive collections, Russia's Kremlin armory houses the world's largest assemblage of Fabergé eggs, including the famous imperial Easter eggs with their ingenious miniature mechanisms and priceless jewels. Perhaps most surprisingly, Russia boasts 35 national parks and 100 nature reserves covering a territory larger than Germany, preserving some of the last truly wild places on Earth. The beating heart of Russia, Moscow rises like a phoenix from centuries of history, burned to the ground by invaders multiple times, yet always rebirthing itself more magnificent than before. Red Square unfolds like an open-air museum, where the Kremlin's imposing crimson walls stand guard over golden-domed cathedrals, while St. Basil's Cathedral seems plucked from a fairy tale, with its candy-colored spirals reaching skyward like frozen flames. The nearby gum department store transforms shopping into an artistic experience beneath spectacular vaulted glass ceilings that bathe luxury boutiques in natural light. Venture beneath the city to discover Moscow's best-kept secret. Metro stations that rival the world's finest museums with their bronze statues, soaring marble columns, stained glass, and mosaic masterpieces depicting Soviet triumphs. A simple commute becomes a journey through artistic epochs. As night falls, the illuminated Bolshoi Theater, the epicenter of Russian cultural life for over 250 years, comes alive with world-class ballet performances in a setting of gold-leafed opulence, where Tchaikovsky's compositions first mesmerized audiences. What would captivate you most? Moscow's imperial grandeur, the hidden Soviet nuclear bunkers now open to visitors, or Gorky Park's transformation from Soviet-era amusement center to ultra-modern urban space where hipsters skate in summer and glide across Europe's largest ice rink in winter? A dream conjured from marshland by Peter the Great's imperial vision, St. Petersburg rises like a mirage across 101 islands, interconnected by over 340 bridges, each with its own personality and legend. This Venice of the North captivates with its perfect harmony of water and architecture, where golden spires reflect in canal waters that once carried barges filled with Italian marble and French crystal to construct the city's masterpieces. The UNESCO-protected historic center showcases perhaps the world's finest collection of Baroque and neoclassical buildings, not as individual monuments, but as a symphonic ensemble of pastel facades along the grand boulevard of Nevsky Prospect. The mint-green Winter Palace, home to the Hermitage Museum, houses over 60,000 masterpieces from Egyptian mummies to Rembrandts in 1,057 rooms of imperial splendor, where Catherine the Great once strolled with her pet lions. But St. Petersburg's true magic happens during summer's white nights, when the sun barely sets, casting an otherworldly silver-blue glow across the city, as drawbridges rise dramatically over the Neva River at 2 a.m., while crowds gather to witness this nightly ballet of engineering. The city that inspired Pushkin and Dostoevsky still stirs the soul. Would you rather experience a world-class ballet performance at the historic Mariinsky Theater, cruise beneath the bridges on a midnight boat tour when the sky resembles twilight at 3 a.m., or join locals at Palace Square for impromptu dance parties during the White Nights Festival when the entire city transforms into a 24-hour celebration? This ancient body of water, formed over 25 million years ago, plunges to 1,642 meters and holds enough water to equal all 5 Great Lakes combined. Its crystal-clear waters shimmer with visibility, extending 40 meters below the surface, reflecting surrounding snow-capped mountains. In winter, Lake Baikal transforms as its surface freezes into Baikal Zen, transparent ice with methane bubbles creating otherworldly patterns. The lake hosts over 3,700 species, with nearly 80% found nowhere else, including the world's only exclusively freshwater seal. Would you brave Baikal's icy winter beauty, or hike the Great Baikal Trail along its pristine summer shores? This remote paradise boasts the highest concentration of active volcanoes in Eurasia. 160 volcanoes, 29 active, creating a landscape from Earth's primordial past. The Valley of Geysers features over 90 geysers, painting the valley in vivid mineral deposits. Brown bears fish for salmon against backdrops of perfect volcanic cones. The indigenous Ivan and Koryak peoples have preserved their unique culture in this isolated realm. What would draw you to this remote corner? Erupting volcanoes, massive bears in their natural habitat, or natural hot springs beneath the stars? Perched on Golden Horn Bay, near Russia's borders with China and North Korea, Vladivostok marks the dramatic endpoint of the Trans-Siberian Railway. 9,289 kilometers from Moscow. The city's hilly terrain has earned it comparisons to San Francisco, with panoramic views of mountains, sea, and islands. The Russky Bridge stretches across the Bosphorus Strait with its 1,104-meter span. The city's position created a melting pot where European architecture stands alongside Asian influences. Would you be drawn to its maritime history, multicultural food scene, or using it as a jumping-off point to explore the pristine Altai Mountains? Standing at the boundary between Europe and Asia, Yekaterinburg embodies Russia's dual identity. This vibrant city holds a somber place in history, as where the last Tsar and his family met their end in 1918, now commemorated by the Church on the Blood. Modern Yekaterinburg has emerged as a creative hub, with stunning street art transforming Soviet-era buildings into colorful canvases. The Vysotsky skyscraper offers breathtaking views, with the Europe-Asia border visible on clear days. What would intrigue you most? Tracing the Romanovs' footsteps, standing with one foot in each continent, or exploring mysterious stone formations in the surrounding mountains? Where Europe meets Asia, Christianity meets Islam, Kazan stands as a multicultural masterpiece. This 1,000-year-old Volga River city showcases a harmonious blend of Russian and Tatar cultures. The breathtaking Kazan Kremlin houses both the blue-domed Kul Sharif Mosque and Orthodox Annunciation Cathedral within its white walls. Bauman Street pulses with energy as street performers entertain crowds between boutiques and cafes serving Russian dishes and Tatar specialties like chak-chak, honey-drenched fried dough. Would you explore Islamic architecture, sample unique Tatar cuisine, or cruise the mighty Volga? Nestled between rivers in the southern Urals, Ufa surprises as one of Russia's most underrated gems. As Bashkortostan's capital, this city of hills offers panoramic views that change dramatically with seasons. Monument of Friendship commemorates the voluntary union of Bashkiria with Russia. Ufa's Layalya Tulpan Mosque resembles an opening tulip flower, a stunning example of modern Islamic architecture honoring Bashkir design. The colorful domes of Sergeyevsky Cathedral create striking contrast nearby. Would you explore Ufa's unique position between Europe and Asia, sample traditional Bashkir dishes, or venture into surrounding nature reserves with mysterious caves? Hidden in Siberia's heart, Tomsk feels like a living museum of wooden architecture. Founded in 1604, this university town is famous for meticulously carved wooden houses with intricate lace-like designs. The house with firebirds and dragon house stand as masterpieces of this distinctive Siberian style. Tomsk hosts 6 universities, including Siberia's oldest, founded in 1878. Along its streets, whimsical bronze sculptures surprise pedestrians. Look for the slippered Happiness Monument and tiny Chekhov viewing the city through his character's critical eyes. Would you photograph wooden masterpieces, connect with the vibrant student culture, or explore surrounding primeval Siberian forests? Standing on the Volga's banks, Yaroslavl introduces Russia's golden ring of ancient cities. Founded in 1010, this UNESCO site preserves medieval Russia within its historic center. The Church of Elijah the Prophet showcases spectacular 17th century frescoes covering every interior wall. Yaroslavl's embankment offers breathtaking river views, particularly magical at sunset, when light illuminates church domes reflected in water. The city's symbol, a bear with an axe, appears in sculptures throughout, referencing the legend that Prince Yaroslav founded the city after defeating a sacred bear. Would you focus on religious architecture, riverside charm, or using it as a gateway to explore other historic towns? Perched on bluffs overlooking the mighty Amur River, Khabarovsk stands as Russia's eastern sentinel near the Chinese border. This elegant city defies its remote location, with wide boulevards lined with imperial-era buildings. The spectacular Amur Cliff offers panoramic views across one of the world's great rivers. The city serves as a cultural crossroads where Russian traditions meet influences from China, Korea, and indigenous peoples. Muravyov-Amursky Avenue features elegant architecture with Far Eastern adaptations. Despite being 8,500 kilometers from Moscow, Khabarovsk appears on every 5,000 ruble banknote. Would you explore its position as a cultural bridge between Russia and East Asia? Enjoy stunning river views? Or seek out the rare Amur tigers in nearby mountains? Stretching along the Volga River, Samara offers a laid-back beach culture that comes alive when sandy river beaches fill with sunbathers. This historic merchant city served as the reserve capital during World War II, with Stalin's 37-meter-deep bunker built in case Moscow fell. Samara's distinctive German Gothic architecture reflects waves of German immigration, creating contrast with traditional Russian styles. The Museum of Space Exploration showcases the region's role in Soviet space programs. The famous Vostok rocket was manufactured here. Would your perfect Samara day involve lounging on river beaches, exploring German architectural influences, or hiking the scenic Samara Bend, where the Volga makes a dramatic loop? Rising on hills above the confluence of the Volga and Oka rivers, Nizhny Novgorod's fortress-like Kremlin watches over one of Russia's most significant historical cities. Founded in 1221, this former frontier outpost hosted the famous Nizhny Novgorod Fair, once the Russian Empire's largest commercial event. Bolshaya Pokrovskaya Street delights with street performers and buildings telling stories of merchant wealth. The city fostered literary giants, including Maxim Gorky, whose childhood home preserves the environment that shaped his writings. Would you explore its fortress walls, stroll its historical merchant quarter, or cruise to where the Volga and Oka create a stunning natural spectacle as they merge? Surrounded by smoking volcanoes at the edge of a perfect Pacific bay, Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky might be Russia's most dramatically situated city. This remote outpost serves as the gateway to Kamchatka Peninsula. From almost anywhere, views of perfect volcanic cones dominate the horizon. Koryaksky, Avachinsky, and Kozelsky volcanoes feature on the city's coat of arms. Avachinsky Bay, one of the world's most beautiful natural harbors, hosts Russia's Pacific submarine fleet against a backdrop of volcanic peaks. The city's position means hot springs bubble throughout the region, with residents enjoying therapeutic baths year-round. Would you take helicopter tours to nearby volcanoes? Boat trips to spot orcas and whales? Or immerse yourself in the unique blend of Russian, indigenous, and maritime cultures? Where Russia, Kazakhstan, China, and Mongolia converge, the Altai region reveals landscapes of such pristine beauty that locals call it the second Switzerland. With a wild character entirely its own. This UNESCO site features snow-capped peaks above 4,500 meters, turquoise lakes reflecting mountain silhouettes, and alpine meadows where endangered snow leopards roam. The Chuya Highway winds through dramatic passes where nomadic traditions continue among indigenous Altai people. Ancient archaeological sites dot the landscape, with Pazyryk tombs revealing preserved 2,500-year-old artifacts, including the world's oldest carpet. Would your Altai journey involve trekking to glacial lakes, connecting with indigenous communities, or seeking out petroglyphs dating back 40,000 years? Beginning near Mount Beluga, the emerald-green Katun River winds through 688 kilometers of breathtaking landscapes before forming the mighty Ob. Its otherworldly turquoise color comes from glacial sediment, creating a striking ribbon against the rugged mountain backdrop as it alternates between peaceful stretches and thundering rapids. Indigenous Altai people consider the Katun sacred, believing a powerful female spirit inhabits the river. Ancient burial mounds and standing stones line the riverbanks, evidence of cultures drawn to this life-giving waterway for millennia. During winter, parts of the river create natural ice sculptures as water freezes mid-cascade. Would you prefer adrenaline-pumping whitewater rafting, peaceful kayaking to spot wildlife, or exploring ancient archaeological sites along its banks? Hidden deep within the Altai wilderness lies Uchar Falls, a thundering cascade undiscovered until 1981. This mammoth waterfall, dropping over 160 meters in a series of dramatic steps, requires a challenging 12-kilometer hike through pristine taiga forest to reach. The falls form where the Chulcha River plunges through a massive gorge created by an ancient earthquake. Unlike most waterfalls' vertical drops, Uchar, meaning unapproachable, cascades at a 35-degree angle, creating a hypnotic effect as water crashes over massive boulders with such force that mist rises hundreds of meters. Would your ideal experience involve photographing its raw power, meditating beside its thunder, or swimming in crystal-clear pools formed in calmer sections? Rising above the Caucasus Range, Mount Elbrus stands as Europe's highest peak. This dormant volcano, with twin summits reaching 5,642 and 5,621 meters, remains crowned with snow year-round. Ancient Greeks believed it was where Zeus chained Prometheus for giving fire to humanity. Despite its height, Elbrus offers surprisingly accessible adventures thanks to a cable car system that ascends to 3,847 meters. The lower slopes feature alpine meadows exploding with wildflowers during summer, while higher elevations reveal glaciers with ethereal blue ice caves. During World War II, Elbrus became a symbolic battleground when German Alpine troops planted their flag on the summit, only for Soviet climbers to replace it months later. Would you test yourself against the summit climb, explore surrounding valleys with mineral springs, or enjoy world-class skiing on slopes open well into summer? Nestled high in the Caucasus between Chechnya and Dagestan, Lake Kezenoyam shimmers like a turquoise jewel among dramatic limestone peaks. At 1,870 meters elevation, this alpine wonder is the North Caucasus's deepest lake at 74 meters. Its striking color shifts throughout the day, from deep azure to emerald green to purplish blue, creating an ever-changing canvas. Legend claims the lake formed when a shepherd refused hospitality to disguised angels, who flooded the valley while sparing one kind-hearted family. Ancient stone watchtowers stand sentinel on nearby ridges, remnants of mountain clans defending these highlands. Despite its remoteness, the lake has served as an Olympic sailing venue and offers kayaking, swimming, and hiking opportunities. Would you explore its crystal waters, hike to panoramic viewpoints, or connect with local shepherds maintaining traditional practices unchanged for centuries? And there you have it, fellow adventurers. We've just barely scratched the surface of the endless wonders waiting in the world's largest country. From Moscow's golden domes to Kamchatka's steaming volcanoes, from the frozen depths of Lake Baikal to the subtropical shores of the Black Sea, Russia defies expectations at every turn, with landscapes that seem to belong to different planets, not just one country. But this journey is far from over. In Part 2 of our Russian Odyssey, we'll venture even deeper into this mysterious land to discover the golden ring of ancient fortress cities where time seems frozen in the Middle Ages. The surreal limestone pillars of Lena that rise like alien sentinels in Siberia, the hidden Buddhist temples of Buryatia, and the eagle hunters of the Altai who preserve traditions dating back to Genghis Khan's era. If these glimpses into Russia's soul have ignited your wanderlust, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed to Wandersphere so you don't miss a single destination in our continuing adventure. I'm genuinely curious. Which of these Russian wonders captured your imagination most powerfully? Share in the comments below, and your feedback might inspire us to create a dedicated deep dive into your favorite location. Until our paths cross again on distant horizons, remember that the true treasure of travel lies not just in the magnificent places we see, but in how these experiences transform us. This vast, enigmatic land has centuries of stories still waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to venture beyond the familiar. This is Wandersphere, where every journey is just the beginning of something extraordinary. See you in Part 2, To Time.